everyone, Sabrina here from Scrappy Tales Crafts, and today I'm going to be showing you 10 cards that I created with the July Spellbinders card kit. You can see I went ahead and gold heat embossed a bunch of the stamped images from the stamp set on different colored cardstock, and this cardstock did come in the kit. What I did was I cut them down to 4 by 5¼ inch panels. I do have a few that are 4¼ by 5½, and those will completely cover my card bases. So I'm going to start with card 1 here, and I'm taking one of the cards that came in the kit. You got a pack of them, and you got some of these, I guess they're like chipboard frames, and they are sticky, but you're gonna see for the stickers and these frames I will add glue to make sure that it is nice and adhered because it's not super sticky. So I added the frame on top of the card and attached it to a pattern paper card panel. And then I'm just going to embellish this card with a few of the ephemera pieces. You can see that I added a bird to the bottom, and behind it I'm going to add a little key. And there was a sticker that matched that image on the card, so I went ahead and just glued it right on top, just to add some more dimension. And these are chipboard stickers as well, so they're nice and thick. At the top of the frame I added a thinking of you sentiment, and that is included in the stamp set, and you also get it as a coordinating die with the die set in the kit. And then to embellish this card and pretty much all my other cards in today's video, I am using these pearls by Trinity Stamps. So I'm going to scatter a few of those and attach them with my art glitter glue. And then in the beginning you saw that I gold heat embossed a bunch of the stamped images. That is all I did with them. I didn't color them in, and I'm just going to use them sort of like ephemera pieces and just use them to accent some of the cards in today's video. So I decided to mat this panel onto some blue cardstock, and I actually cut a rectangle from the center of this navy blue cardstock from the kit. That's because it was my favorite, and I knew I was going to mat a lot of my card panels with this dark blue cardstock, so I wanted to conserve as much of it as possible. So I glued that frame onto my card base, and then I'm going to glue my panel right on top, and then that will complete my first card here. Here's a close-up. So for my second card, I'm going to use another one of those cards. They kind of remind me of Project Life cards, and a few of them had really nice sentiments, so including this one. So I decided to accent that sentiment by framing it using the frame die that came in the kit. So I cut it from some of the gold cardstock from the kit, and I'm just going to attach it down onto this card with my art glitter glue, and I like how that kind of drew the eye in towards the sentiment. You can see I also added a gold border to the bottom of the card that is also included in the die set. So I wanted to add this ephemera piece towards the top of my card panel, but some of the leaves were getting in the way of the sentiment, so I did use my scissors and cut them off. And then I'll just attach those flowers to the top of the card. I also wanted to add this blue bird because there was a small blue bird on that card towards the left. And then the card panel is from the pattern paper pad, and this one was my favorite paper out of all of them. I really like the wood grain. It's very rustic looking. So I'm going to again accent this card with a few Trinity Stamp pearls. I am gluing them diagonally. I tend to always do that when I glue any kind of embellishment down. And I'm just attaching them with my art glitter glue. It is nice and strong, so it will adhere bulky plastic embellishments. So I'm going to mat this panel onto some light pink cardstock and attach that to my card base. For a lot of my cards, I'm going to completely cover the card base just because I did want to use all the colored cardstock that came in the kit. And then that will complete card number 2. I really like this one. I like the pink and blue combination. For my third card, I'm going to start off by layering some of the pattern paper together. I attached a strip across the left side of this panel, and I wanted to use another card. This one's really cute. It says thank you for being, and then it has a bunch of adjectives that you can check with a pen, so you're going to see I will do that. And I thought because it was a checklist that it would be cute to add the ink and the feather pen. I don't know what those are called. I know there's a calligraphy pen name for it, but you can see I, next to the bottle, added some of the feather stickers that came in the kit, and then I'll add that pen over the ink as well. And I did add another bird at the top. And I'm going to pop this up. Now, the stickers are already quite dimensional, so I didn't add any foam tape behind those, but I will attach the foam tape to all the paper ephemera pieces. So I'll remove all that tape and attach it down. And then I'm going to take one of my black EK Success pens, and like I said, I'm just going to add a bunch of check marks to this list. And I thought that was really cute, so a really nice thank you card. And then I'm going to mat it on some of the white cardstock that came in the kit. And nope, actually I just glued that one right onto my card base. And again, I will embellish this with a few pearls. And I felt like my ink needed something on its label, so I will pull one of the ephemera word pieces and attach it to the center of that label. And that says always. And then that will complete card number 3. So for my 4th card, I wanted to use another gold frame to frame another sentiment that's on those cards. I'm just going to call them Project Life cards because that's what they remind me of. So I did cut the frame from the center, which is included in the die set, but I widened it slightly with my scissors because I did need it to fit around this sentiment. And this says, life is a journey best traveled with friends. And I thought that was nice. I'm always in need of friendship cards, so I think that's a really pretty sentiment. I'm going to trim around that card, and then I'm going to grab my card panel, and I die cut a smaller stitch rectangle from that blue floral pattern paper, and you can see I'm going to use one of the stickers from the chipboard sticker pack, and I'm just trying to figure out the layout that I want. I end up liking how that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and glue my gold frame onto my stitch rectangle panel. I am going to pop it up with some foam tape, and then I will glue this panel flat. And then for the sticker, I'm going to again add a little bit of glue just because those stickers aren't very sticky and I don't want it to pop off my card. And then I felt like I needed one more element of gold. I had gold on the sticker and on the frame, so I felt like I needed one more gold element to create some kind of visual triangle. So I added one of my keys that I gold heat embossed at the beginning of this video. I attached that next to the sticker, and then again I'm going to embellish with some more pearls. I really like how the pearls add to that Victorian feel that this kit had. It kind of added like a shabby chic look. Alright, and then that's going to basically complete my 4th card. I'm just going to mat it onto some of the light gray cardstock from the kit. And I recommend actually adhering your card panels onto your card bases or your cardstock pieces before you add the pearls, because the pattern paper is basically copy paper and you can easily rip it, and adding tape behind the pearls kind of bends it a little bit. So I would recommend adding the pearls or whatever embellishments at the very end. So that's going to complete my 4th card. For my 5th design, I'm going to start by taking one of the chipboard frames. This one's actually more of like a Polaroid, and I'm going to attach a Project Life card behind that. Again, it has a nice sentiment. And I'm going to add another sentiment banner at the bottom of the Polaroid that says "Spread Your Wings." I thought that matched nicely with the butterflies that I'm going to add on top of the Polaroid. And just to add in some gold, I will attach these gold trimmings. I don't know what to call them, but I basically just use them to accent all of my cards. So I'm going to attach that banner at the bottom, and then I will add glue to the top of these gold ornate borders and attach them behind the Polaroid. I'm going to add one to the bottom and one to the top. And I think that just helps to dress this card up a little bit more, add a touch of gold. And I like how that looks on that panel, so I'm going to go ahead and attach it with my ATG tape. And I really like how these frames just add a little bit of dimension to your cards. They're not super bulky. For the butterfly ephemera pieces, I'm just going to add some foam dots behind their wings, and then in the center of their bodies I'm going to add art glitter glue, and that's how I'm going to attach them, just so that their wings are popped up. I am making sure to hold down the center of their bodies for a few seconds to make sure that art glitter glue dries onto the Project Life card. And I really liked how a lot of the Project Life cards match the pattern papers. So for this one, you can see there's feathers around the wreath that match perfectly with the feathers on the pattern paper. So when I was grouping my ephemera pieces and my pattern paper and the Project Life cards, I kind of grouped them based on what matched. So I will mat this panel onto some purple cardstock. Again, this is from the kit. I really like that they include some colored cardstock for mats. And I did also use them for the gold embossing in the beginning of the video. And that way I didn't have to color anything. So I'll just add a few pearls to this, and then that will complete my 5th card. I really like this one. I like that it's pretty much my only pastel card out of the 10. The others are that deep red and deep blue color. So I thought about matting it on pink, but I decided to just put it on my card base. And then that will complete card number 5. Here's a close-up. Okay, card 6 is actually my favorite. I'm going to start by attaching another chipboard frame onto another Project Life card. If you haven't been able to tell yet, I was definitely inspired by the frames and the cards. And those were the first items that I gravitated towards. I think I used all of the frames. Maybe I had 1 or 2 left, but I love how they accented the Project Life cards and helped to draw the eye in towards the sentiment or the image. And this little bird is gorgeous. I think this Spellbinders kit is probably my favorite they've come out with. I just love all the different birds and these ornate gold accents, I guess. So here I'm just kind of figuring out the layout. I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it. I did for sure want to use those corner pieces, which I created using that border die from the kit. I just cut them in half and arranged them to look like corner pieces. I'm going to add a strip of red cardstock to the bottom. I wanted to cover that peacock that was on the pattern paper. You can see I also added a gold strip to the top. And then I'm going to bring back my bird and use it as a guide to help me glue down these corner pieces. So I'm going to have one corner at the bottom right of the square frame and then one towards the top left. And these, I think, help to draw your eye in even more towards the center. There's kind of like 3 frames on this card. 1 with the corners, 2 with that chipboard frame, and 3, there's a circle that frames the bird. So definitely, I hope your eye goes straight to that bird, because that was definitely, I think, the prettiest image from the entire kit. So I wanted to use these two roses, one at the top and one at the bottom left. Again, these also help to draw your eye in towards the center. So I am going to add some foam tape to these roses where they touch the card panel. Wherever they overlap the chipboard frame, I'm just going to add glue because that frame is a bit dimensional already. And I want these flowers to be pretty level with that frame. So I'm going to do the same thing with this top rose. I'm just going to add foam tape where it doesn't touch that chipboard frame. And you can see I'm going to add the Darling ephemera piece along that red strip. Again, I'll pop that up with foam tape. And then I decided to also add a thinking of you sentiment right over the rose towards the left. And then I will just attach this entire panel to my card base. By the way, all of my card bases are 110-pound white Neenah cardstock. The kit does come with card bases, but they're a little bit lightweight. So I do sell my cards, so I do use higher quality cardstock for my card bases. But yeah, that's going to complete my 6th card. I love how that one turned out. I love the gold and the red. So for card 7, I think I went a little bit overboard with this one. I don't know if it's because the pattern paper was super busy or if I added too many butterflies, but you're gonna see. I'm going to take another chipboard frame, add it to some pattern paper this time, trim around it, and then I'm going to add some more pattern paper, and this paper had peacock feathers on it. So again, when I was grouping my images together, I grouped them based on how well they matched. So obviously a peacock is going to match with peacock feathers. And I thought I was going to add some butterflies to this card. I don't really know why. I think I should have left some of the butterflies off, maybe just went with one. And I'm trying to figure out, I want to incorporate those ephemera feathers. And in the end, I decide to add them to the bottom of the frame so that they kind of look like a banner shape. And I did mat the frame with some navy blue cardstock. I think that helped to have it stand out against that busy background. I'm going to attach the butterflies the same way I did for my other card. I'm just going to add foam tape to their wings and glue down their bodies with art glitter glue. And I am going to trim that navy blue cardstock into a banner shape. I'm going to follow along the shape of the feather with my scissors. I'm going to leave a bit of a navy blue border peeking through. My goal was to make it look like a banner. I don't know if I was successful at that. And I did trim too close to the feathers, so the border around the feathers doesn't match the border around the frame, and that's bothering me a little bit, but that's okay. I decided for my sentiment, I'm going to use this happy birthday banner that came in the ephemera pack. And I will also add a navy blue mat behind it. And I'm going to add it to the bottom of the banner. And I believe I popped this up with foam tape. I'm going to adhere the banner flat and then add some foam tape behind my sentiment. And that was actually my only birthday card that I created. This kit came with some awesome sentiments in the stamp set, and then there were a variety of different sentiments on the Project Life cards and in the ephemera pack. So I got some thank you, friendship, birthday, thinking of you cards. Alright, and then this time I think I only had 3 pearls just because there's a lot going on. I probably didn't even need those, but I went with it, and now I'm going to adhere this navy blue panel onto my card base. And then that's going to complete that card, and I lost track of where I'm at, guys, so we're just gonna keep saying on to the next card. And for this one, I'm going to take those gold heat embossed images that I had on my desk, and I'm going to frame this cute little bird using this frame from the ephemera pack. And this is my collage card. If you guys have watched my Spellbinders card kit videos, you know there's normally 1 or 2 cards that just have a cluster of items collaged onto a card. So that's this one this time. And I'm basically just trying to use what's on my desk. I wanted to use these gold heat embossed images that I stamped a whole bunch of. I'm going to use the thinking of you sentiment. There is a die that coordinates with it, but I decided to leave it as a rectangle and attach it to the top of another Project Life card. And I wanted a little nest next to my framed bird. So I'm going to fussy cut it from the craft cardstock. And then I'm also going to use that navy blue feather, which I'm fiddling around with. I also wanted to use this navy blue key. Like I said, I wanted to use up everything. And I actually kind of wish I didn't add the key because there's already 3 navy blue and gold elements on this card. So maybe the key is, I guess, distracting. I don't know. But I will add that key at the top. You're going to see later on. But first I'm going to attach my thinking of you sentiment, trim around it, and I wanted it to have that rounded edge to match the card in the back. I'm going to layer a clock, the feather, and the nest behind my bird frame. I guess the nest is on top, actually. And I'm attaching the clock, the nest, and the feather onto the picture frame because I want to pop all those elements up together. And that's just going to make it easier for me to add the foam tape later. I decided my nest needed some eggs, so there was 1 ephemera egg and 1 sticker that was a smaller egg. So I just added those to my nest. You can see I added the top of the key at the top of the picture frame. And then I'm going to add some foam tape and pop everything up. And then I'll attach this panel onto a craft mat. I thought the craft matched those eggs pretty nicely. And then of course I'm going to accent with my pearls. So I like that this card incorporated a lot of the images from the stamp set. And then I will attach this panel onto my card base, and that will complete that card. I love the gold embossing powder. If you're wondering what embossing powder that is, it is Hero Arts. By far my favorite gold powder. So I actually think this is card 9. So what I'm going to do here is take another Project Life card, and at the top I'm going to glue this lock piece, and you get 2 of each ephemera piece. So I'm going to use both of them, one at the top, one at the bottom. Over the key, I'm going to attach these sentiments. The one at the top says celebrate, and the bottom says life is sweet. So this can be a general occasion card. You can really use this for multiple occasions. I guess that's what I already said, but it's great for thinking of you just because, and even birthday. I mean, you can just put whatever you want on the inside of the card. It's nice to have these kind of vague sentiments so that if you ever need a card, you have one on hand that works for different occasions. All right, so as you can see, I attached a picture frame with the peacock in the center, accented with pearls, attached that panel to a card base, no, to a mat. Now I'm attaching it to a card base. and then that will complete card number 9. I think that one's really pretty. But honestly, they are all pretty. I think the ephemera pack was amazing. I just think this kit was gorgeous, and I struggled with it because I didn't know when to stop. Some of these cards only took me like 10 minutes, and I just felt like I didn't put enough time into it, but you don't have to. The ephemera pieces, the pattern paper, they all speak for themselves. So yes, for card 10, you can see I'm finally going to use another sentiment from the stamp set. I'm going to gold heat emboss it onto this blue rectangle, which I cut from the center of that frame. There is a die cut piece for that you can add to the center of the frame. So that's what I'm doing here. The frame I cut from gold paper, and included in the pack were these 2 birds that look like they're gold foiled. One of them is on blue cardstock and the other is on white. And they kind of look like a yin and yang, so I wanted to use both of them on this card. I'm going to glue down the gold frame flat along with the birds, and then I will pop the sentiment up with foam tape. And I thought the sentiment was so beautiful. It says, "So many of my smiles begin with you," so that's a great anniversary card, friendship card. Again, all kinds of occasions for this kit. I love the variety of cards that I got with it. Now you might be wondering why I didn't make duplicates this time around, and that's because the chipboard frames were all different. You didn't get duplicates of those. Same with the Project Life cards, so it was challenging to create the same card twice, but you easily could. I had so many leftovers, but I was also on a time constraint, so I just made 10 this time around. But normally I can make duplicates, and I have between 15 to 20 cards. And yeah, that's going to complete my final card. I'm going to now show you all 10 cards that I created today. I hope you guys found some inspiration using the July 2020 Spellbinders card kit. I really enjoyed this one. I love the birds and the butterflies. I believe this kit is still available. If it is, it will be linked down in my description if you want to pick it up. Let me know which card was your favorite, and I just want to thank all of my newcomers. I finally hit 3,000 subscribers, and you guys will be seeing a fun giveaway hop on August 2nd. So mark your calendars. There's going to be some amazing inspiration, and I'm going to give you a hint. The theme is slimline. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!